Page 5, Etude in C major by Diabelli, or Diabelli, however you want to pronounce it. I only speak bad English. I can't speak that other stuff. Look it over. 2/4 time. Quarter note gets count. Only 2 of them in a measure or thereabouts. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We are in the key of C major. Make sure you can do the C major scale. I got a video on that. Go do the beginner portion, 1 octave up and down, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Right hand first. I have some suggestion on the fingerings. I usually do, but okay. You're starting out here, but you're not going to stay there. It's just starting there. Now it's C's. The third measure, the second C is here. Again, I've said this in a lot of videos. That's why I said again. We take advantage of repeated notes to change hand positions. We do this a lot. And that's what we're doing here. We want to go from here to here. So we just simply do that on the C's on the third measures. Here. And then, and then on third finger again here. No. Bad idea. No. Stay where you are. Play the first E. This is measure 5. Play the first E with 4th finger. And then go 3rd finger. Again, we take advantage of the repeated notes to change hand positions. So let's go back to the 3rd measure. You're here. Then it's 4/3. Crossover, and I suggest you to stay there. 3rd finger there. You don't, you can do that, but there's no point. Just stay there. This way you're in position. If you repeat, your 3rd finger is where you want to be, and if you go on, you want 4th finger there, so just, stay there. Going on, this would be measure 9. Just quarter notes, bring thumb down a little bit. And then they want you to reach down with 2. I suggest we play it a little more like you'd find in a scale, and that just on, this is measure 15 on the 8th notes. Play it with the thumb and then cross over on 3rd and stay there. Here. Or you want to get fancy, try this, because this is very common in piano. On those 8th notes, again, it's 1/3, but then a last one, or the 3rd thumb on it. That's very common, because the next time, or the next note is up here on the C. You have a rest, you got time to move, so it's not that important. But in some pieces, you won't have a rest, and you'll have to do that. So think about what's coming when you're looking at fingering. So your 3rd finger is fine, because you're going to lift up and move up, like you were at the beginning. And then the last line's very similar to the first line. Fingering and all? Okay. Left hand. Well, left hand gets chords a lot. C chord. That's 1 chord, 5/7 chord. We're used to 5/7 chord being this, but actually there's 4 notes in the chord, all of them. And we don't have to always use that. We can use this instead, and that's what they've done. It's a 5/7 chord. Now we get that 5/7 chord again, and then a 4 chord. We're not using the bottom note, don't have to. Just thumb comes up, and then lift up and come down. I like that fingering for measure 7 and 8 here. 1, 2, and 3, 1. And then during the rest, you gotta move wherever you gotta move, depending on where you're going. Okay, let's go on. Measure 9, you're up here. They want 5/3. That's good. Thumb again. Then for measure 17, you get the broken chord. It's the same chords you were doing before, but they're just in this Alberti bass pattern. I'm just rocking the hand back and forth. I'm not holding the hand still and trying to use the fingers. No. Shift the weight from finger to finger. Here, here, here. It's a very little motion. I exaggerated so you can see it better, but it's a very little motion. Then for measure 21 going into 22, here. Crossover on here. I'm using the thumb as my pivot, my anchor to come across. I'm just coming across here. Here. So here, and then come down. Take a look at measures, well, 5 and 6. In the left hand you have here, and then here. Okay. Then at the bottom, measures 21 to 22. It's the same chords, but now instead of here, we changed fingering because of the thumb. So if you're wondering, why can't I do this? The answer is you can at the top if you want to finger that the same way. It's just not necessary. We generally just finger it like a 4 chord. Put the hands together. I went a little fast. When you first put the hands together, speed isn't important. In fact, the rhythm isn't all that important. What you're trying to do is, you can tell in the music where the hands play together and when they don't. That's what you're after. So, like on measure 9, because I want to go on. These are together, they're a quarter note, and I'm here. And then here, a half note. And then these are together. And then these are together. This is together, and this is together, and here. So all I want to do is try and get the hands to work together. And once I get them working together, then I go back and make sure the rhythm's okay, and no hesitations. Still going slow, but no hesitations. And once we can do that, then the articulation. This is pretty connected, for the most part. You can't connect repeated notes, but do the best you can. We don't want a lot of silence between them. No, connect them. Now, it's a little misleading because of the way they've done the articulation. They're not showing any slurs over repeated notes, and that's unfortunate. Because in my opinion they should. They're only showing slurs over notes where you can connect them, like in measure 6, the 8th notes. You don't always lift up before and after a slur. So what I'm saying is, for measure on 6 you got that, well, going into measure 6, connect that. So measure 5, you connect that. Connect. Don't lift up. Connect it. So starting at measure 5. And I can't connect this, but I'm still connecting this. I'm connecting all that together. I don't want to have to lift up in one hand just because I lifted up in another. Huh? I don't recommend it. If you can't, connect the right hand. And going on. And here, I'm going to connect all this together as best I can. Now at the end of the line I can lift up. It's a new phrase. They didn't put in phrase marks, but it is. Take my word for it. Connect all this together in the right hand. So I connected all that together. And then we lift up. See, now I can connect this. And for some reason, they're only slurring like 2 measures at a time in the left hand, starting at measure 17. No, connect all that together. Even here, I can connect that. So I do there in measure 21. So that's my impression of the articulation. And then the dynamics. Well, the dynamics here go to the melody, which is the right hand. Moderately soft MP, mezzo piano. Whatever you think sort of soft is, it's on the in middle side, soft side of the middle. Yeah. Left hand needs to be very soft. We want to hear the right hand. Now when you get to measure 9, you go up a little bit to moderately loud. Not a lot of difference between moderately soft and moderately loud. They're both in the middle. It's just on the loud side of the middle. And the right hand. The left hand's still soft. Measure 13. 15, come down, you're sort of echoing that. And back up to moderately loud in the right hand. And you're ending it moderately loud, okay. Get to know it well enough that you can feel the music and feel the dynamics, because you might want to get a little louder and softer in places, and that's okay. And then the speed. Well, allegretto, of course, again, they give you metronome markings. To me, allegretto, it's between moderato and allegro, and I call it the fun speed. When I see something in allegretto, I think, okay, let's have some fun here. Whatever, it's got to be accurate. So watch out. On the eighth notes, how fast can you play those accurately? That may do it. Then, of course, you have the repeats. So hopefully you know how repeats work. On measure 8, you repeat back to the beginning and do all that again. And then starting at measure 9, do the bottom, that's surrounded by repeats. So you're going to do that whole section again, twice, or you do it twice. And then you stop. Yeah. Please don't copy me. You read the music and you make it yours. You don't have to go that fast. You can do more with the dynamics than I just did. Of course, with the electronics I'm using, you can't tell the dynamics anyway. It sounds good here, but let's play it together very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms to make sure you're playing the correct notes at the right time. So you should do the same note I'm doing at the same time. And we're going to go really slow. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to play both hands about the same so you can hear it. But we are going to do the repeats. So I'll give us 4 counts. Now let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. Repeat. Rest. Rest. Repeat. Rest. Rest.